women have the right to be topless if they want to, because there's honestly no difference between a man or a woman being topless. If men can walk around the streets without a shirt on, I think women should have every right to do so. There's honestly no difference. It is just a set of nipples. So what happened in this protest is that I was painted from my neck to my hips as a cow. I had blood dripping from my nipples, and I was wearing a cow onesie from my hips down. This protest was to raise awareness about the atrocities that happen in the dairy industry, where mother cows are repeatedly impregnated throughout their lifespan. This process involves the farmer shoving their fist into her anus and injecting semen via a metal rod into her vagina. This is an act of blatant rape because it is non-consensual sexual penetration. In fact, the industry refers to what they use as a rape rack when they are actually performing the artificial insemination. After a 9-month pregnancy, when she gives birth to her baby is often immediately taken away from her. And the very reason for that is so that they can begin using her breast milk for human consumption to make profit. So they are profiting off a mother's breast milk whilst taking her babies away from her. Cows are very maternal animals. They are mammals, and they can often mourn for days because their babies have been taken away from them. So the dairy industry sees male calves as a waste product because they don't produce breast milk. So what often happens is the male calves are murdered just days to weeks old, and their bodies are processed as veal or swade. The dairy industry is not only an industry of rape, slavery, abuse, but it is also an industry of murder. And that's not only because the murder victims of the dairy industry are baby male calves, but the dairy cows themselves are also sent to slaughterhouses just a quarter into their lifespan. So a dairy cow usually only lives up to about 5 years old when her natural lifespan is 20 years of age. But because her body is so overworked and her reproductive system is exploited, she eventually can no longer produce milk at approximately 5 years old. So then her body is sent to the murder factories where it's processed to become someone's cheap McDonald's burger. This industry is nothing but an industry of animal slavery and a holocaust. I'm just going to read out the definition of disorderly in the West Australian legislation. So it says the definition of disorderly behaviour includes using insulting, threatening or offensive language, and 2, behaving in an insulting, threatening or offensive manner. So what I would argue to this is in regards to being disorderly because I was topless. Well, firstly, I had body paint over me, so nothing of my skin was actually exposed. And secondly, it's 2021 now, and I think women have the right to be topless if they want to, because there's honestly no difference between a man or a woman being topless. If men can walk around the streets without a shirt on, I think women should have every right to do so. There's honestly no difference. It is just a set of nipples. And secondly, in regards to me speaking out loudly about the dairy industry, I also believe that is not disorderly behaviour. Of course, some people may be insulted or offended by it, but it's the damn truth. So that just goes to show how unjust the legal system can be when it comes to peaceful protesters who are trying to speak out the truth. So basically, I'm here facing a criminal offence because I decided to enter a supermarket to raise awareness about the horrors that are happening in the dairy slave industry. And now I'm going to be going to a court trial for being unjustly charged for speaking up for the truth.